Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Eric and I like to read, and today I'm going to be doing my February wrap up. So today I'm going to talk about the books that I read in February, and yes, we have a return of the pizza sweater because I wanted to feel cozy today. But before we get into the video, I wanted to give a shout out to today's video sponsor, which is called Shepherd. Shepherd is an indie book platform that is made for readers by readers, and it's essentially like a book website where you can find different lists of different books. So it could be like best books of for crime in like 2024 or best thriller books of 2024. But there's also like really fun obscure lists that you wouldn't think of that readers have created. So for example, one of them is like fantasy books that you want to read that will give you a laugh, or books with female protagonists that fight the patriarchy, like just random lists like that. So it's a fun platform. I filled out my top three reads of last year as a page, and then I got like a dedicated page that shows my reviews of those reads. And their review system is really great because it gives you like different like buttons that you can choose. So it could be like plot driven or a book that you could not put down, and they all have like little emojis and stuff. So it's a lot of fun, like filling out that process and just submitting those. And then also on that page where you get your top three highlights, you also have a section at the bottom that kind of like describes more about yourself. It's a really fun platform, and I've been having a lot of fun investigating it and exploring it and seeing all the different things that everybody else is reading. So I'll definitely put a link in the description down below so you guys can go check it out and maybe even create your own top three reads of. I think it's still 2024 right now because like we are in 2025. But yeah, you can create your own page and definitely check it out. All right, now to the video. I'm going to talk about the books I read. So the first one that I read in February was After Hours Temptations. This was a Harlequin book about a sound producer who is working with a bassist who was part of like a band that was working on an album in their studio. I think for this one, I'd probably give it like a 3 out of 5 stars. I wouldn't say it was anything like super exciting to me, but it was a fun romance to follow along with, and I enjoyed the story of these two characters. And I also enjoyed learning a bit more about how like an album is produced, because I didn't realize that in album production a lot of the time they outsource and bring in like freelance people that play different instruments within the band to kind of like set up the band to go with like a main vocalist. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And yeah, I don't know, the spice was pretty good in this, but like nothing too exciting. It was just pretty much like an average romance book, and that's kind of where it sat for me. So yeah, 3 out of 5 stars. Then I read Karma Never Sleeps, which was a very fun FBI thriller. Now, I did a whole dedicated review for this book, so I'll leave a link somewhere so you can go check that one out. And I won't go into like too much detail on it because I have a whole dedicated video for it. Um, but I did have a lot of fun with this one. I think I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I had a hard time putting it down because it kept me pulled into this mystery of what was going on in this little town, and I did not want to stop reading. Uh, Quick synopsis is like essentially this detective is pulled into this case in this small town because there's a murder that happened, which is the second murder within like a span of 6 months. So then it gets kind of tagged as like potentially being a serial killer, and that's why he's brought in as like a detective within the FBI to investigate and see what's going on. And it's following like this group of suburban moms, and there's like the connections of the two people that were murdered in the past 6 months were part of this group. So then like naturally the detective has to go and investigate this group of people and kind of like investigate their lives. And it's a multi POV book, so you get to see all different perspectives on how it all like connects by the end. And yeah, it's a very interesting, it's a very fun one. So yeah, definitely check this out if you get a chance. This one's not out yet. It comes out in April, so keep your eyes peeled for it. Then I read Sailor Proof by Annabeth Albert, and this was like Navy SEALs gay romance, and I loved it. So this one, I would probably say I would give it like a 4 out of 5 stars. It was following a character who is in the Navy, and they recently got broken up with, and so it's like tradition when the Navy comes home that they have like a big like homecoming reunion where people will meet them at the docks and like it'll be a big celebration. And so the one Navy SEAL, Derek, he is like hoping for a reunion, but because his boyfriend broke up with him and is now dating somebody else in the Navy, it's gonna be like really awkward at that reunion. But Derek's friend, who is also in the Navy, has a brother who he was like, hey, my brother kind of owes me a favor. Why don't I call him in to come be your like fake boyfriend so you can kind of like rub it in the face of your ex and show everybody how awesome you have it. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's try it out and see how it goes. And they do that, but it's very believable. And so then they kind of like fall into this fake relationship. And this Navy SEAL gets pulled into that family reunion where they like go camping, and it's just like it's a whole thing. And so yeah, the fake dating trope was really fun in this one. The spice was chef's kiss. Loved it. And I had a really fun time following these characters and like kind of seeing where their story was going to go. So yeah, and also the camp atmosphere was really fun. I didn't expect it to be a camp atmosphere because it was reading as if it was going to be like a lot to do with the Navy. So I had a fun time with the fact that it was a camp atmosphere because I like camping. I think it's great. So yeah, that definitely added a fun element to it. And a lot of the family and like the side characters were just enjoyable as well. It was a fun story overall. And I do have the second one because this is a duology. So I do have the second one where that follows a different character that is in this one. So I'll have to pick that one up soon. And then the last book I read was The Unpopular Vote. This is an arc that I've had for a very long time, so I'm glad that I finally got to it. This is following a trans main character who recently moves to a new town and decides that they're going to run for student body president because they've always been very into politics. Their dad is actually running for like a governor position, so he has been like a big influence. And yeah, they're very into politics, and their whole friend group is really into politics too. So it's kind of interesting because they all come together to kind of help this main character run for student body president. And it's just kind of like the journey of that. I had a lot of fun with it. I think a lot of the side characters were more my favorite than the main character. Like I liked them a lot. But overall, like the whole journey of it was interesting, and it was fun to see like all the different like cliques and different groups within the high school that they approach and talk to about like politics and stuff. It definitely like brought me back to high school and made me like reminisce on a lot of things. Um, but overall, it was a good book with a very positive message, and I was fully behind that. I think I will give it like a 3.5, probably rated up to a 4. Just because the main character at times could be kind of annoying to me. I just felt like they were not necessarily taking other people's feelings into consideration a lot of the time, but then was like really cognizant of other people not taking their feelings into consideration. So like, I don't know, it was just a little bit of a double standard there, and that kind of frustrated me a little bit. But I also have to remember that these characters are like young teenagers. So when I was a young teenager, like I understand being like, I don't know, very angsty and stuff. And so, yeah, I can kind of get it. But I don't know. It was a fun plot line that just the main character bugged me at times, but not all the time. I think they were good in some instances. It's just sometimes they kind of bugged me. So, yeah, 3.5. But yeah, those are all the books I read in February. Nice short list of only 4 books, but it was nice. It was peaceful, and it was a very easy reading month. So yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite book was that you read in February, because I'm always excited to know what you guys are reading. If you guys want to support me, I have a Patreon and a Ko-fi page, which I'll put in the description down below, as well as a link to buy my bookmarks. You guys know the drill. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification button so you get notified when I post new videos. I post my videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Until next time, keep on reading.